Hello, good evening, and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation podcast live with me, your host, Owen. Guys, sorry about the delay in starting today. We've had a few technical difficulties here, a few internet issues. So thank you for bearing with me. Guys, it's me and you tonight talking all things Rangers in what is just unbelievably massive period for the club. I mean, we are, 5 games from mortality? I think I put the other day, or 6 games, but it's now 5 games. We're going to talk and reflect, obviously, a little bit on the game on Sunday. We're going to look ahead to the coming week. We're going to talk a little bit about the squad, about the players, talk about all your feelings and thoughts as regards our club and where our club is currently going. Just a reminder, guys, if you can obviously smash that like for me, that would be fantastic, fabulous, amazing. As we move also as well, smash the sub as we move towards our target of 6,000 subs by the end of the season. I think we're coming on 5,540 something at this moment in time. RFC 56, good evening, buddy. Says the money in football is mad and we're not good at selling. If anyone wants Butland, you're talking 20-25 million. Don't see why we shouldn't be asking for that. I agree 100% with you, RFC. You know what? You've got to charge the going prices. And people who say, well, you know what, Jack Butland plays in Scotland, so that kind of devalues him, I think is utter crap. I mean, if you consider that that lot across the city got somewhere in the region of 20-25 million for Kieran Tierney. They got 20 or 25 million for Diego Jota. For Jota. Why can we not be demanding the same for our players? Transfer market website has Butland at 3 million and Tav at 7 million. I thought, yeah, okay, says Kevin Rob. Welcome, Kevin. 3 million for Butland. Whoever is doing that. Transfer market is a separate entity plan. Correct. Sorry, mate. I've had, like I said, a few technical difficulties on with my internet issue. Could not get the internet to load up. Wouldn't load, wouldn't do anything I wanted it to do. Fair play to Dessers, another goal, but not a Jers number 9. Should score about 25 league goals, and he's nearly 20. Will never sell at the right time. If I'm Clement, I'm thinking about cashing in and getting better quality. A lot of people want to believe in him and back him, but I think there's Jers for the future. He should be up there with Negri. Good shout. He's a decent guy, but he doesn't win you leagues. I think, you know what, Mr. Nice Guy doesn't win leagues. No, being a nice guy does not win you leagues, does it? 100% does not win you leagues. Evening to Stuart, evening to Aldo, evening to Liz. Hey, Liz, how you doing? People saying hello to each other in the live chat. Aldo says, like I say, it'd be totally shit show if we let Celtic win the league, especially with them so weak this season. We need UEFA Champions League. We do need UEFA Champions League, guys. We've got a busy schedule this week here on the channel. We've got obviously podcasts this week. We've got the live stream on Sunday of the Killy game, so come and join us for that. Obviously, daily news videos, daily opinion videos. Get your votes in, not that you're voting. Get your watches in, please, guys, and smash those likes. Look, I understand. Yeah, Geordie says, speaking to a couple of Celtic mates, they're shitting it this week against Hearts. Yeah, they have not got a good record against Hearts, have they, this season? I think they've lost 2 of their 3 games against Hearts this season. They've drawn 1. I'll have a quick look, just check out that old statistic of the Hearts v Celtic results this season. I have to type Hearts first. I can't ever type the separate entity and their name first. Yeah, this season they've lost. They lost 2-0 at Tynecastle. They lost 2-0 at Sharkhead. Now Celtic did beat them 4-1 at Tynecastle back at the start of the season. But yeah, they've won 2 out of their 3 games against them. I've got to say that of all the games, and I think, you know, look, we all had a situation, didn't we, on Sunday when Dundee scored that goal that we suddenly all thought that, oh, maybe Dundee can come back. But I never had them dropping points against Dundee. I never ever thought for 1 minute they dropped points against Dundee. You know, even though Tony Docherty has been nominated for the PFA Manager of the Year or the FA Manager, or whatever it is, the Manager of the Year award, I genuinely could not see Dundee getting anything from them. They don't tend to. But, you know, these are the 2 games that I've got Celtic dropping points on. My prediction is the game against Killy away at Rugby Park and the game at home against Hearts, which is coming up this week. And Sharpie, hello. Rangers Trav 2016, evening buddy, how you doing? Absolutely mon the Jambos, 100%. Ewan Minton, one of our channel members as well, evening Owen, and all the GRN troops, evening. Same calendar as mine. Oh, you got the same, yeah, my Nicholas Raskin calendar. Hearts have nothing to play for. That's the worry, securing third place, Aaron. James, I know, but you know what? Sometimes when you've got nothing to play for, it actually helps because you go out there and you play without any fear. You play without any worry. You play without any concerns. You can just go for it. You can just attack. And it doesn't really matter. You know what? To Hearts, they can go out there on Saturday or whenever it is they play Celtic, and they can just go for them. And if they win 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, whatever it is, everyone goes, "Wow, what a shock!" And if they lose 3-0, 4-0, everybody goes, "Well, they were going to lose anyway, weren't they?" At the Pedo Dome. So look, at the end of the day, having nothing to lose sometimes is they're the worst teams to play because they go out and they go at you. They have a go at you. They don't care. They just go for it. And I think for us, that's what we need. That's what we need, honestly. Be too late by the time they play Killy, says Bobby. Bobby's not optimistic. Would love to see them thump Celtic. Absolutely, of course we would. We'd all love to see them thump the septic tank that is across the city. But look, of the remaining games, that is the game that, for me, they are most likely to drop points in, is the Hearts game. I really do feel that is a possibility. And Killy away. Yeah, but we've got to play Hearts at their place as well. So Sharpie, I agree. Look, I think I was talking to a mate at work today, and he's a Leicester City fan, and he was asking me about Scottish football. He was asking me about Rangers and Celtic, and he said, "I don't know how Rangers and Celtic lose any games up there." He says, you two should be dominating everything. It should be down to who wins the most games out of you two to who wins the league, because you should win every single game you play. And look, on paper, yes, on paper, we should win every single game we play. We should only have, those 4 games against them that should decide the league. I mean, in theory, you come out of the games we do play, the 38 games we play, we should have 34 victories minimum. Of course we should. You look at the values of the respective squads. You look at the fact that, we lost to Ross County, a squad worth 8.1 million against the Rangers squad worth over 108 million. And, I was trying to explain to him that, look, yes, that is the case, that we shouldn't be losing to Ross County. We shouldn't be losing to Motherwell. We shouldn't be drawing away to Dundee. But teams raise their game for us and them. Teams want to beat the Old Firm. That's just how it is. And you're up there to be shot at. Yes, they don't like us more. Yes, we are hated more. But by that stretch of the imagination, at the end of the day, look, anything can happen in these last few games. Every game, I think, is going to be a tough game because every team raises its game for Rangers. We want to trust our players. But it's same old players will make a silly mistake. Hope I'm wrong, says Aldo. James says, hope so, Owen. We need a good performance against Killy. We do. Malky, good evening, buddy. How you doing? Shanklin want to keep scoring to get his Scotland place in the Euros, peeps. That's a great point there from Ewan as well. Look, yeah, he will. Shanklin will want to keep up his goal record because at the end of the day, he wants to go to the Euros. He wants to be Scotland's lead striker. He wants to start that first game against Germany, which is going to be a massive game. Yeah, he's going to want to keep playing. And he's a Rangers fan, guys. Let's remember that. And he's a Rangers fan. Only that was simple. Tam says, it's down to us and Killy to stop them winning this title. As the saying goes, football is not played on paper. Exactly, James. It is not played on paper. And if it was played on paper, we would win 34 games in a season. And everything would come down to what happened in the... It is not that case. It does not happen like that, unfortunately. In Scottish football, anything can happen. Scottish pitches, Scottish refs, who knows? P. Curry says, hi, Bears, hi, Curry. Who would have thought Liverpool would? Absolutely, Kevin. You looked at how Liverpool were playing at the start of the season. Nobody would have had them down falling apart. The goal difference is 5, but if they have scored 8 more goals than us, usually the team that scores the most goals wins the league. We haven't scored enough this season. I mean, I think that's a really good point, RFC 56. That is one thing that does concern me. The last time we obviously put a team away was Hearts, wasn't it? 5-0. We smashed the Hearts 5-0 at home at Ibrox. That was the last time we put a team away. Since that day, we really have not gone on to do that against anyone else. And we don't really give teams a doing. And we need to see Rangers getting back to that. We don't take enough chances. We're not clinical enough. It is a worry. It is a worry. William says, yes, can tell Celtic fans are confident after the performance they had at the weekend. They started shouting about refs again. Absolutely. Always cheated, never defeated. My internet sucks, as although so does mine at times, buddy. Good evening, all. Good evening to Stephen. How you doing, Stephen? How has Miovski not even been considered for player of the season? That's a great shout, Geordie. I don't know. That's a really good shout. I mean, it's obviously Shanklin, Butland, Tav, and O'Reilly, obviously. We need more winners in our team. We do, James Brady, 100%. Rangers have been known never been known to go for the jugular. Yeah, William, you're right, and we need to start doing it. We need to start putting them away. I mean, Clement's talked, hasn't he, about wanting a machine, wanting a winning machine. We need that. We need that. Wow, what a question. Will Goldson and Tav start next season, or do we sell them on in the summertime, says James Muir. Yeah, it was a great day, buddy. It was a great day. Look, let's talk a little bit about that, actually. You know, you guys, I'm going to let you go. We definitely need to clear out as many empty jerseys, but if the big if for next season is who we replace them with, easier said than done. John Thompson, that is a fantastic point. You know, look, I've said on videos, I would love to be able to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Of course I would. I'd love to be able to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, gone, let's start again. Let's get rid of loads of these squad. I mean, you look at our squad, and I've got to say, there's very few of them I would actually keep. I mean, if you look at the Rangers squad on paper and you look at who we've got in our squad, I genuinely would chuck a whole host of them out. Just say no thank you to a lot of them. There's just a lot of players that I think have outlived their usefulness, coming to the end of their time at the club. I mean, goalkeeper wise, Butland would stay for me. McLaughlin would go. I mean, I'd keep Kieran Wright. I'd keep Robbie McCrory if he'd stay. He's a decent enough backup. Defenders wise, Connor Goldson, I'd get rid of him. Ben Davis, I'd get rid of him. Leon, I'd keep. Dujon Sterling, I'd keep. Tav, I'd sell. Suter, I'd keep. Barisic, I'd sell. Yilmaz, I'd keep. King, I'd keep. Fraser, I'd keep. Ifeko, I'd keep. In terms of midfielders, Dowell, I'd get rid of. He's injury prone. Raskin, I'd keep. Lundstrom, I'd get rid of. Jack, I'd get rid of. Cantwell, I'd keep. Diamande, I'd keep. McKinnon, I'd keep. Lowry, I'd get rid of. Bailey Rice, I would keep. Forwards wise, Lawrence, I would get rid of. He's too injury prone. Roof, I'd get rid of. Too injury prone. Scott Wright, I'm not good enough. Get rid of him. Dessers, I'd keep as a backup. Danilo, I'd keep. Matondo, I'd get rid of. Silver, I'd get rid of. Seamer, I'd keep. Lovelace, I'd keep. Cortez, I'd keep. And McCausland, I'd keep. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that this summer because at the end of the day, we have not got the money, I don't think, to do that. I want to say congratulations to Jack Butland on winning the Player of the Year award. Congratulations. Yes, Stephen, massive congratulations. We have some rebuild coming up. It's almost hard to believe. Yeah, absolutely. We have made it to the Scottish Cup final, Trav. Yeah, absolutely. 55 guard has to go. Even Lundstrom. Look, Lundstrom, look, let's talk a little bit. Why? Who's in the chat? I don't really watch Champions League apart from when we're in it, buddy. Maybe Tav and Goldson would be a big mistake. Maybe Goldson would be a big mistake. Okay. I'd happily keep Balogun for another year. Tav, Goldson, Barisic, Lundstrom out. John Vieto says, if toxic Tav, Goldson, Lundstrom, Barisic, Jack, Lawrence, Dowell start next year, Clement will look seriously bad. Hey, Cabby. Joe says, bye-bye to Ben Davis. I agree with that one, 100%. Look, let's look at it this way. I think we do need to clear out. Tav and Goldson, where are we going with this? Now, the manager came out in the press conference and said that he sees them as part of his plans for next season. He sees them as being here next season. But we've got to kind of take that with a little pinch of salt because, look, no manager, when we're in this run that we're in now, is going to come out and say, I'm getting rid of X, I'm getting rid of Y, I'm getting rid of Z, I'm getting rid of A, B, C. Or if he's asked about Tav and Goldson, who, you know, will keep, who will, you know, is he going to are you going to sell them? He's not going to come out and say, yes, they're gone at the end of the season because he's going to undermine their confidence. He's going to undermine the whole thing. So look, at the end of the day, realistically, he can't say anything. So we can kind of disregard those remarks. Now, Tav today, or the other day, whenever it was, gave his interview, appeared to indicate that he doesn't want to go to Saudi, that he wants to stay at Rangers for 2 more years. He's under contract for 2 more years. You know, he too talked about the manager seeing him as part of the future. Look, and I know there's the argument that we won't appreciate from Tav what we've got until it's gone. And I'm not saying that Tav is, what's the word I'm looking for here? Absolutely shite. I'm not saying that for a minute. But Tav is just one of those players that frustrates because, yes, he does dig us out of the shit a lot. Yes, he does score penalties, free kicks. Yes, he does do well going forward. But how many defensive rickets does he make that cost us points, that cost us games, that have cost us, you know, leads in the old firm? I mean, take the Dyson Mider incident. Take the last 2 games. I mean, that game against over the weekend, against St Mirren. He nearly leads his falling asleep and standing there with his arm in the end, and he leads to us conceding after 20 odd seconds. And I appreciate so much what Tav has done for this club since he joined. Of course I do. But, he's been here since 2015. And yes, he's done a great job for the club. But at the end of the day, there comes a time in everyone's career when you've got to move on. And I think, players become stale expectations. They become so used to finishing second. They become so used to, just being an inferior to that lot across the city. And sometimes it becomes too ingrained to shift. I don't know. For me, that is the worry with Tav. If we accept an offer for Butland, will McCrory even ever become our number one? I mean, James, that's a strong possibility. McCrory is a decent goalkeeper. He certainly is. He's not as good as Jack Butland. Then again, you're not going to find many keepers as good as Jack Butland. I mean, Alisson Becker, maybe. Edison, yeah, definitely. To some degree, I suppose, David Raya. But look, realistically, no, you're not going to find anyone to be as good as Butland. But yeah, there's a possibility, I think. No, you're looking at another goalkeeper to push Butland, says Bobby. Aldo FC has always backed Goldson. Think he could maybe finish his career at iBox. Fair play to him. 156 badly, but at least get the Scottish Cup as well. If we lose the league, then get the Scottish Cup, says Aldo. I would keep Balogun. The guy's an absolute unit and he loves the jersey. I think, Curry, that's a great shout because for me, Balogun he does love Rangers, right? He's a Rangers man, isn't he? That's the thing. He loves this club. He does love this club massively, hugely. He does certainly do that. He loves the club. He is a Rangers man. And I think if he was prepared to accept that he would be a backup next year, that he would just be there to fill in, to cover, I would give Balogun another year, 2 years maybe. Absolutely, 100%. Bluebell says, just watch the game of the weekend. He's nearly cost us 3 goals. He's absolutely awful at defence. He's a fucking right back. Take Tav money and run. Bluebells, I think you're right. We do, I think, come to the point where, like I said, every player reaches the end of his time at a club. The days of, your John Greggs who stay at one club for their entire careers are done. Those days are gone now. It just doesn't happen. And you need to refresh your squad. And I'm hoping that Philippe Clement sees that and does that. I mean, if you go back to his time at Genk, his time at Bruges, even when he won the league, the season after, he would change 3 or 4 players. He'd refresh his squad. He wouldn't just keep rolling with the same squad year after year. And to some degree, that's what we've done. And we've not added enough quality to it. If we keep Tav, I would say move him to right midfield and put Sterling at right back or bring in someone new for the position. That's a decent shout, Ewan. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I would worry, though, about Tav Ewan at right midfield is he's not fast enough. He hasn't got the pace anymore. And to me, to be a winger, you've got to be fast, quick, direct. Seema's fast, quick, direct. Cortez is fast, quick. That's the worry. He doesn't have the pace anymore. Evening, John. How you doing? Tavernier should move on, in my opinion, same as Goldson and Cantwell and Lawrence. The list is endless, but who's going to buy these guys? Says Gio. That's a good shout, buddy. 100%. Butland is competing for England's number one. He is certainly that. He should be certainly. Half the team we have now are English Championship level players at best. We need quality and to buy wisely, says Joe 90. You're right. That's the thing, and that's why I was very worried about this link to Callum O'Hare from Coventry City. We need to stop shopping in the Championship. We've seen the damage that does to this club. Ben Davies, for example, John Lundstrom. We need to buy better players, and certainly what encourages me is that Coppen and Clement identified Cortez. They identified Diamande. And Dio is a class act. I love Dio. Absolutely love Dio. Who's watching the Madrid game? I don't know who they're playing tonight. The opposition constantly target the area in the defence where Tav is supposed to be for a reason. There's always a massive big gap there. I think Big Phil is going to sell anyone he can get off the books, as they're all earning way too much money there to deliver. Absolutely, he is obviously doing that. The only reason Clement changed his team was because players are bought and sold. I think that'll happen here, Carlo. I think that'll happen here. Do we go for Seema in the summer or leave it? I like it, but the injuries are starting to mount up. I would go for him. I really would. I think he does need to be brought in. He is a class act. Tav Goldson, the reason I watched or listened to Rangers since the 3-2 county defeat. Can't stand them both. Serial losing twats. Cal Max little bitches, says Tam. Absolutely. Yeah, look, Sunday wasn't clever, was it? Sunday wasn't great. I mean, if we just think about Sunday for a minute, the performance wasn't the best. It was not good at all. I mean, the passing was too slow. It was too passive. It was too side to side. It was just too much backwards, sideways, backwards. It was boring at times, and it was a turgid watch. It was a difficult watch. Guys, you should try doing a live streaming, trying to keep it interesting when you're watching that. What we need from now going forward is dynamism, is forward movement, is speed of movement, is a bit of aggressiveness to our play. I mean, these next 5 games that we've got in terms of the cup final as well are games where we've got to be looking at, really been aggressive, been in their faces, because teams seem to think now that the way to play Rangers, and to some degree it works, is to go out there, be hard, be fast, be aggressive, get in people's faces and get in our faces. And that is what's happening. It works. If you put our back 4 under pressure, if you put our midfield 2 under pressure, they crack and they melt and they fall apart and they just come to pieces. And I think we've got to get on the front foot against these teams. Take the attack to them. Offense is the best defense, guys, as they say in the United States. Now, one player for me who is really encouraging is Mohamed Diomande. I thought Dio did actually quite well on Sunday. I thought he played quite well. Now, if you go back and you watch Dio play, and you watch the way that he's constantly trying to direct operations. He really is. If you watch him play, he's constantly, when he gets the ball, he gets it, turns, looks, and he's pointing and directing. He's constantly trying to tell players where to run, where to move. He seems to be working at the moment on a different level to the rest of the squad. The only player who seems to work on a similar level to Dio is Cantwell. I think Dio, if that's the type of player we're going to get in over the summer, that is really encouraging. He buys time on the ball. He distributes the ball very well indeed. He quickens the pace. He tries to quicken the pace of the attack. And I think he gets frustrated playing alongside Lundstrom. I mean, personally speaking, I would love to see Sterling and Dio play together. I think Sterling and Dio together would be our best and most dynamic midfield. Sterling's quick. He gets forward. He runs through walls for the club. I would put Sterling and Dio in there. I'd love to see Sterling and Dio together. I'd love to see Dio and Bailey Rice together even. I mean, I think Bailey Rice could do a job. Now, I was listening to a podcast this morning at work, and I was talking about the fact that, they were talking about the young players in the team. And I thought what they said was a brilliant point. Now, they said that, I mean, I don't know if any of you saw, but the Rangers women's player of the season was Mia McCauley. Now, guys, I don't know if any of you know anything about Mia McCauley, but Mia McCauley is 17 years old. She's 17 years old, yet she is absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And Joe Potter has gone and has thrown Mia McCauley in there, and Mia has paid her back richly. And one thing that I think Philippe Clement can learn from Joe Potter is using young players. I really would love to see young players getting more of a go. I really would, because young players, for me, if we're going to have any future for this academy, if we're going to actually have an academy that has a reason, we need more than McCausland coming through. And look, I'm not saying for a minute play Bailey Rice, Zach Lovelace, Cole McKinnon, Robbie Fraser against Celtic. I'm not saying play them in the Europa League against Benfica. I'm not saying play them against Aberdeen at Pittodrie. I'm not saying play them against Hearts at Tynecastle. But are you really seriously telling me that against Ross County, against Dundee, where we lost with our best team, that Bailey Rice wouldn't have done any better, that Cole McKinnon wouldn't have done any better, that Robbie Fraser wouldn't have done any better, that Zach Lovelace, if he was fit, wouldn't have done any better? I would love to see these younger lads getting a chance to play. I just think, the problem is that we've given some of these players too long to try and show that they're good enough, too long to prove that they're Rangers quality, the Lundstroms of this world, the Barisiches of this world. You telling me that Bailey Rice is no better than John Lundstrom? You telling me that Robbie Fraser is no better than Borna Barisic? I'd strongly doubt it. Look at Lennon Miller. Lennon Miller is 17 years old, and yet he's playing regular first-team football. I know it's for Motherwell, which is a different level below us, but he's proving himself to be a class act. Young McGowan at Dundee, another young player. Connor Barron at Aberdeen. These is it Watson, the young lad at Kilmarnock? Again, why are we not using more of our young players and giving them more of an opportunity? That is something that does worry me. Giving Beale that a decent amount of money to spend has set us back. Beale's sacked twice within months. Real walk of shame. I was about to say the young girl at our women's team 17 bossing it. Yeah, Geordie, she is. Mia McCauley, guys. If you haven't seen Mia McCauley, go and look her up. She's a class act. We need to sell Lammers for more than we bought him for. There's a chance of that happening, Blue Nose, with Feyenoord being interested in him. Only thing I noticed about the women's team is they take better corners than the men's team. They do take very good corners. Absolutely. Stuart, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you here. If we sell Lammers and Dessers, would buying Miovski be a better move than Shankland? James, I think buying Miovski would be a fantastic move, but I don't think we'd get him. I think Aberdeen would want 8-9 million for him. I can't see us spending 8-9 million on Miovski. He's also wanted allegedly by Feyenoord. They've got more buying power than us. I just can't see that happening. Could at least give him a try. Absolutely. McCowan is the player I would want to be going for, says William. Yeah, he's a class act. He's a good player, isn't he? 3 million a year to run the academy. Return for that investment is mince, says Kevin Robb. Absolutely. Definitely, it's worrying the Jers' future. Can't keep having a letdown of the summer transfer window. Barisic peaked in 55 year. Ever since then, he's kept John. Brilliant point. Brilliant point. And this is my point. Why is the likes of Bailey Rice not getting a game? Why are the likes of Cole McKinnon not getting a game more regularly? Why is the likes of Robbie Fraser, Thompson Ishaka, Archie Stevens, these guys not actually getting a game for us? I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Clement said we work on corners. God knows what he's working on. Same with free kicks. Tav wants to take everything. That must piss the other players off. I agree, William. We need to really look at the set pieces. Absolutely. Set pieces. 100%. Joe says it's favoritism. It could well be. Henry Crinkle wants to bring back Lammers. Guys, if you haven't checked out the CJ Novo video on Sam Lammers, check it out. That'll explain to you why we don't need to bring back Sam Lammers. Just watch it. Just watch it. It's quality. I mean, I love CJ. I mean, he's my absolute hero. I absolutely love CJ to bits. I think he's absolutely brilliant. CJ is a proper quality guy. So yeah, go and watch CJ's video if you haven't already on Sam Lammers and why we don't need to bring him back. But yeah, as for set pieces, that's a great point. I want to come back to this point from William about corners. I don't know if you saw John Walker. Those of you who've got X. If you're on X, by the way, and you want to follow us, please obviously follow us at Rangers Nation 08 on X. We are there on X, guys. Quality, absolutely quality. So yeah, check us out on X, please, guys, and obviously follow us on X as we build our X channel up as well. So John Walker did a fantastic piece of analysis on corners, guys. And if you've actually seen this, just going to quickly find it on X, and it's just mad how bad Rangers are at corners. Listen to these stats, okay? These are set play analysts and what they do for teams, okay? So corner success rates, okay, in the EPL over the last 3 seasons, okay, and the fact that some teams have brought in set piece specialists, guys, and it's kind of going American. If you look at American teams, I love American sports. I love NHL, NFL, and they have a lot of what's called positional coaches and quality control coaches and guys who are just looking at one specific element of the game, and their sole target is to improve that element of the game. So in the NHL, they have what's called a power play. So when somebody fouls somebody else, somebody has to go off the ice for a minute, 2 minutes. One team goes down to 4, the other team has 5. Now they have coaches just for that one element. Now, set piece coaches. Now in the EPL, corner percentages on the rise, a success rate 3.7% in 21-22, 3.9% in 22-23, 4.3% in 23-24. Arsenal have a corner success rate of 6.7%. Everton 7.1%, right, which is way above average. Both those teams have set piece specialists, okay? Arsenal have a guy called Nicolas Jova, who is a French guy whose sole job is to work on set pieces and set pieces alone. That's all he does for Arsenal. He works on free kicks, he works on corners, he works on the defending of them and the attacking of them. That's all his job is. He's not there to do anything else other than that. Arsenal convert 6.7% of their corners. And I know they've got some class players like Odegaard and Sacco and so on and so forth. Right, this is Rangers, okay? Rangers have had 258 corners in the SPL this season, okay? So Rangers have had, in total, 258 corners. Guys, how many goals do you think Rangers have scored this season from 258 corners? How many goals do you think that I've done? Look at what Arsenal have done as they've got a set piece coach in, totally transformed them. Exactly, 100%. Thank you very much for that. I think it's a massive compliment. If Butland's set stays, surely adding a couple of class defenders in front of him would, yeah, absolutely, 100%. So Joe's going for 5, Gio's going for 2. Any other guesses on how many corners Rangers have scored from this season? How many have we scored? From 258 corners, how many goals have Rangers scored? Okay, let's have some more guesses in the live chat, guys. Let's have your guesses in the live chat. Liz says 3. Kevin says 2. Kenneth Elliott, that's a very ambitious 9. Mez says 3. NI 2. Stuart says 1. 12 says Geordie. That's a very ambitious guess, Geordie. Any more guesses, guys, before I bring the answer up? Any more guesses? How many times we've scored? How many have we scored from? Let's have a look. Well, guys, in total, Rangers have done this from corners this year. We have had 258 corners. We have scored only 4 goals from corners this year. That is a conversion rate of 1.5%. 1.5%. 1.5. That is lower than all the EPL averages. That is absolutely shocking. 4 goals from 258 corners. I mean, it just shows how weak our set piece is. Now, if you could get a set piece specialist in who could actually work on this, could work on the quality of delivery, could work on the quality of attacking schedules, attacking schemes. Yes, it would be, Gio. It would be including on goals. Better than what I thought. What am I complaining about, says Kevin Robb. Yeah, 4 from 200. I'd love to see how many they've scored from corners. I'd love to see that stat. To me, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It really is not good enough. We need to really improve that. Absolutely. Yeah, he did. He did, William. I mean, for me, we've got to work on that. And that doesn't just come down to how we attack them, how we, what we do from a corner. It is, we need to look at, for me personally, we need to look at who takes them as well. Varied delivery. I mean, it's always the same people that take them. And I don't know about you, but I get really frustrated that for me, it's the same rule seems to follow through at Rangers all the damn time. It's always going to be a fullback taking a corner unless their fullbacks are not on the pitch. Tav has to take every corner from the right or left hand side, depending on whether we're in an in-swinging mood or an out-swinging mood. And that's the other thing. Yeah, Gio, it is embarrassing. We should set pieces are one of your best ways of scoring goals. And to me, it's almost like saying, we get a corner. What's the fucking point? And what gets me, right? What gets me is, you watch this. The ball goes out for a corner, and Rangers fans, we celebrate a corner like it's a goal. Like, yeah, we got a corner. And it's almost like, well, what's the point? Actually, just give it back to the goalkeeper, because literally there's no point in having one, because we're not going to do anything with it. So we've got to improve that. We've got to massively improve that. You could get the best set piece coach in the world. Doesn't matter if we have Goldson demanding it crossed to him every corner. I wouldn't mind, but he's not very good at headers. Squire says we can't afford just a set piece specialist there. I mean, we don't know that what the money situation is, but I mean, even if you get someone who you task to do that, this is your job as of now. This is all you're focusing on. These are ex-professional footballers. These are professional coaches that we've got at the club. In Alex Ray, Colin Stewart, Stefan van der Hayden, for example. Why are these guys not looking on it? Agree, says Janet. Why does Tav have to take every pen in every corner? Absolutely. I don't know why he has to take every corner, Janet. It's ridiculous. It's almost like schoolyard rules, isn't it? He's a year 11 playing with year 7s. My ball, my rules, Tav. Yeah, but this is something we've got to work on, guys, because that conversion rate of 1.5% from corners is piss poor. It's not good enough. Set pieces need to be varied. And that's the other thing that gets me. Why is it we always seem to go in swinger, in swinger, in swinger, in swinger, in swinger, in swinger, stop, out swinger, out swinger, out swinger, out swinger? There's just no variance in it. Teams know what's coming. They know if Tav goes to the right-hand side to take it, it's going to be an outswinger from the right. If Borna or Ridvan goes to the left, it's going to be an outswinger. Why is it we can't vary it? In-swinger, outswinger, short corner, set piece corner, where you play something, like Manchester United used to do with Paul Scholes. I don't know if you remember that, but they used to take that corner where Beckham would kind of half volley it out to Scholes on the edge of the area, and Scholes would smash it in the back of the net. Why can't we do something like that? Why do we always do the same thing? It's not working. It needs to be looked at over the summer, I think. Could you imagine the SPFL having a power play rule? Every yellow card you've got for 5 minutes? That'd been crazy, buddy. The thing I hate most is the team wait to take a shot. First person who gets the ball, absolutely, yeah. Just get there and take it quickly. Of course we can without being harsh. That's going to have more impact throughout a season. A set piece coach or a Scott Wright, for example. Agreed. David, 100%. Corners for me should be a simple crossing and let the big centre backs nod it in, says RFC 56. It was like the semi-final against Hearts. Tav goes over to the left, takes a corner, takes it. Hearts gets the ball, starts to head up the park. Tav is miles out of position. Very good shout. Likes to see Cantwell or Seema take a few pens for a change, says Janet. I'd like to see Tav and Seema take a few corners. Just do something different. I'm concerned with the zonal marking. Luke de Jong scored the same goal from a corner for PSV in consecutive seasons against us. Blue Nose John, good shout. And this is what we need a set piece specialist for, not just for attacking the ball from a corner, not just to how we attack corners, but also to how we defend them. And that's another thing. Vary the way you defend, vary your mark schemes, vary the way you pick people up from corners. Don't make it easy for them. Don't make it predictable for them. That's what we've got to concentrate on. And like I said, that stat there is just absolutely appalling. I mean, it genuinely is absolutely appalling to have that sort of piss poor record on corners is just embarrassing. In a league where we should be dominating, in a league where we should be doing really, better than us and putting more goals in the back of the net, that is not good enough for a team like Rangers. And it's something we do need to work on, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. We're too predictable, 100%. Mendes goal at the Chamber of Secrets. Yep, spot on, RFC 56. Do something different. And I think it's too late now this season to do anything about this now. It is too late. You can't reinvent the wheel. You can't, teach an old dog new tricks. John Lundstrom, Borna Barisic, Connor Goldson, James Tavernier. But in the summer, you can work on that. You can work on that. And that's something we need to look at this summer for me. For everything, the change of the club, Tav needs to go. There's a common theme. Tav. What do folk not understand? RFC 56 went off his nut. What a goal from Mendes. Class, absolutely. Maybe get Alberts back, put him on for free kicks and then take him back off. Or like a set piece specialist, like a designated hitter in baseball. Interesting. Look, the stat is that you'll generally only score from 3% of corners. Yeah, I mean, what was the stat? In the EPL, it's 4.3%, I think, at the moment. It's 4.3%, John. If we could increase that, double it. I mean, if we could double that, 8 goals, anything is better than what we're doing at this moment in time. It's got to be. We've got to improve that element of the game for me. Massively improve that element of the game. Guys, 60 people watching tonight. Please smash that like. Thank you very much. Obviously, if you've already done that. If you haven't yet, please do that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, obviously keep on subscribing to the channel. This channel is a free Rangers channel. The only way we get any financial support, obviously, is through the views on the channel, which makes money. And if you guys do any super chats or super stickers, obviously that is the other way we can do it as well. But look, at the end of the day, this team needs to step it up big time. Look, if we win the league and the cup, we win a historic treble. That would be amazing. And there'd be nobody as happy as me to see that happen. There'd be nobody as delighted as me to see us win a league. Of course there wouldn't. I'd be over the moon. It'd make my year until next season, of course, when it's all back on the line again. But it's still, no matter what happens, guys, we've got to change this summer. We've got to retool, remodel, change our ways of doing things, change our ways of operating, change our ways of taking set pieces, vary just be more creative, to be different, to not be as predictable at times against these teams. And I think that's part of the thing as well. When you're playing against a team with a low block on, it does often hurt you, doesn't it? It really does hurt you. Let's have a look at some of your comments. John says these new shirts are bogging looking, by the way. John doesn't like them. A big part of it for me is that we don't have a dominant centre half in either box. I mean, David, that's a good shout. I think we do need to go back and get a top centre half. Joe says any merch on the way. It's coming, Joe. It's coming. I'm working on it, buddy. I'm working on it. I'd be wanting a big defender like Goldson to be on 8 corners. Absolutely, score from corners. Yeah, 100%. Silva has been overrated. Another one that could have. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Curry says at training, when you practice set pieces, you must get a conversion from them. If not, there's something seriously wrong. Yeah, what are we doing with set pieces? Silva needs to go back to Wolves. Cannot believe Wolves paid 35 million, says Gio. Look, mate, he does. I don't, Janet, at the moment. I know as much as you do about this. I haven't got any insider access at this moment in time. I hope he does get another year. I really do. Look, guys, that's the aim for the channel. The channel aim long term is for me to do this full time. If I can make enough out of this, I can hopefully do this full time. If I can do this full time, then obviously my aim is eventually to move up to Glasgow so I can get press access, be at the training ground, be at the press conferences. And I wouldn't be afraid to ask the questions that some of those guys are afraid to ask. That's not how that's not my style. I've never been like that, have I? Look, we're going into the game of the weekend against Killy. It's a big game. It is a big game, guys. It's a massive game for the club. It's a must win. Now, you've got to kind of hope that we've been on the road now for quite a while. We were away at Ross County, away at Dundee, away at St Mirren. We've played 3 consecutive away games. And performances have not been great, have they? Performances have been dire. They've been slow. They've been badly paced. They've been passive. They've been poor. So the hope has got to be that being back at Ibrox, we may be able to lift it. We may be able to step it up a little bit. We may be able to bring that pace and bring that verve and vigor back to our play that we've had before. And the crowd, I think, will be banging. The crowd will be shouting, be bouncing on Sunday, and hopefully that will help lift Rangers on Sunday. Right, guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you to everyone who's joined me in the live chat. Thank you to everyone who's liked the video. If you've just joined as well, you've just subscribed, thank you so much for that. We'll be back tomorrow night, guys. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I just wanted to sort of connect with you, talk about a few things that I was thinking about the young players, about the penalty, about the corners, about our style of play. Look, we've got to keep the faith, guys. We've got to keep the faith. This is not a good Celtic team. We are not a good team either, but I think we've got the ability to do this. We've got to keep the faith. Keep the faith. 5 games, get behind the boys, support the boys no matter what. We will hopefully be successful if we do that. We've got to do that. That's all we've got to do now, guys. Keep the faith. Believe in the boys. Thank you for watching, guys. On the way out, if you can do me 2 favors. Number 1, smash the like. And number 2, thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Remember always, we are the people.